All right. Hey, everyone. This is Torrie O'neil-Strong. Some of you may know me as the founder of the Mighty Dames, but I also work behind the scenes at Girls and Gi. And I am hosting this month's edition of Ask a Black Belt. And I am joined by Kate Murdock. How are you doing today?
Good.
All right. We're like pseudo teammates in a way because we both
Yeah.
were under the Pedigo branch. But tell us a little bit about yourself.
Man, I've been training for over 25 years now.
Whoa. Okay.
I started when I was 12 with my dad. He lived in Florida while I lived in New Jersey. So when I visit him, I'd go and train, right? So it
Okay.
was only like for a period of time, like during holidays in the summer. And then when I was 15, I moved in with him so I could train throughout the whole year.
Gotcha.
I started out at a Gracie Baja school.
Oh, very different.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny though, because my first instructor, he was straight up from Rio, and his
Okay.
instructor was Carlos Gracie Jr., and he started his first place out of his garage in Florida.
Okay.
This is like in the late 90s.
Okay. Okay.
I started in the year 2000.
Okay. All right.
And yeah.
That's
It's been a journey since then.
I came from like a traditional gi school too, so switching
Yeah.
over was
Yep.
it was such an adjustment.
Oh yeah. Times have
Um
changed a lot.
oh my God, so much. Okay, so you said you started with your dad,
Yep.
so your dad trains too?
Yeah, he's actually got his own thing going. I forget how many stripes on his black belt. He's got like four or something, and
Oh
he's got
Jesus.
sorry.
It's fine.
She's gonna probably do that a lot, but
It's okay. At some point my wife will bring my dog in here, so it's
oh
you're
my
all
gosh,
good.
Chi Chi. Yeah, his organization is called Terra Guerra, like Earth War. I don't ask me why.
Where in Florida is he at?
So he's actually out of, or was for a long time out of the Augusta, Georgia area.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
when I moved in with him, he was about to move there.
Okay.
He had lived in Florida up until that point, and I feel like maybe after a year or so that I moved in with him, we ended up moving to Augusta, Georgia.
Okay.
And
All right.
he's only recently left there. He sold his school to one of his black belts, and he started his new school where he settled now in Blue Ridge, Georgia,
Okay.
which is like mountains of Georgia.
Okay.
So
I
yeah,
love it. That's just all over the place doing that
yeah,
jujitsu thing.
oh
Okay.
yeah,
All right. So before we were talking about your training schedule. You're a pretty active competitor, correct?
yeah, yep. I
Okay.
try to be.
So how often do you train?
I like I was saying, like 2 to 3 times a day, Monday through Thursday, and I feel like it depends. Like people
Okay.
say 3 times a day, and it sometimes I'm like, oh, what are you considering training?
Yeah, yeah, I got you. I got you.
But like I'll give you an example of today, right?
Okay.
Um, from 10 to 12, we had pro class.
Okay.
And at 12, my husband and I teach a kids class
Okay.
from 12 to 1. And then tonight we'll teach another kids class from
Okay.
5 to 6, and then we'll have night training from 6 to about 7:38 or so.
Okay. Okay.
So
I
that's
got
like
you.
a typical day. And then we try to lift weights 3 times a week, and we've been doing it after the night class, which is just yeah, fun.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you, like I said before, you're out of the Pedigo submission fighting, and in the recent years, it has gained like a lot of notoriety. How is
Mhm.
it like training in such a hyper competitive environment?
It's actually pretty nice because, like, for a long time, I've been wanting to be a serious competitor, and
Mhm.
I was always from kind of, dungeon gyms, I'll call them.
Like hobbyist
And
gyms.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially, I lived in Charleston for a hot minute after
Hmm.
I got out of college, and like that's just a very like Charleston, South Carolina is very like everyone's just chilling there, you
Mm-hmm.
know, having more a vacation kind of spot. And
Gotcha.
yeah, it's nice to be on a big team finally, but like not only be on a big team, but like actually feel like you're on it, because I feel like you can be on a big team, but also like not get to train with the big names on that team or
Yeah.
get the attention from the coaches on that team. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And so I finally feel like I have like the infrastructure to do what I want. And I just remember when I was in Charleston, like the school where I was training at, it was called Divine Jiu-Jitsu, and I was teaching for them as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they were really, really supportive of me, like leaving and trying to become a competitor. I remember them being like, "You're not going to be able to accomplish the goals that you want if you stay here." So,
That's,
you
you know
know,
what? That's
yeah,
refreshing. That's
yeah,
like,
they were super supportive.
yeah,
Yeah,
in a community where sometimes switching gyms is perceived as like an ultimate betrayal. It's nice when schools can be realistic about like, hey, this is not the spot for
yeah,
you if you want to do all of these
yeah,
things.
exactly.
Yeah.
I always really appreciate them for that. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah, I
yeah.
always say that I'm like a quasi successful grappler, but I'm like just like a high achieving hobbyist where I don't have like everyone's like you have to have that drive. I don't have the drive. I know
Yeah,
I don't, and I'm okay
yeah,
with that. But it
yeah.
is cool being at a school with so many people who just are so hungry all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you know, my whole life, like I just feel like, you know, I did the college thing and graduated,
Mm-hmm.
and I even like went into graduate school for a hot second. Let me just
Mm-hmm.
say it was only for like a month or so, because I just realized I'm like, you know, I'm trying to do all these things
Mm-hmm.
and it's not what I want to do. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out a way to train
Yeah.
and to win championships and stuff, like, or do what like your parents want you to do and what
Yeah.
society wants you to do and all that. And it was just like
Yep.
all just distracting from what I really want in my heart. And it's actually kind of funny because I don't know if you're a fan of Avatar Last Airbender, like
I'm a
Korra,
millennial,
but
aren't I?
yeah, yeah, fellow millennial, yes. So like I was watching Legend of Korra, which I loved so much.
Underrated. I just want to say underrated and
It's so
overhated, but
underrated. It's so much. Yeah, that's because people don't want to sit through the first one. After the first one, it gets so good, so much
it's
better. But
so good.
yeah, it's so good. And I just remember watching it and seeing her train. And this is
Mhm.
all, it's going to sound silly, but you know, I was in college for, or graduate school for folklore. And I don't know, I just wasn't really happy. And I just
Yeah.
remember watching that scene with the string, and I'm like, I want to be that. I want to look like
Yeah.
that. Like, I want to make this my life. I want to train martial arts. And there was like a jujitsu club. It was in
Mhm.
Bowling Green, Kentucky, where I was at. And
That's
I
where
don't
my
know. It was
mom
just,
is from.
that's funny. Yeah.
But no, that's where my mom is from.
That's so funny. Yeah.
That's wild.
Um, no, like there's like no jujitsu out there. There at least
No.
wasn't when I was there a long time ago. So I don't know if it's changed, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just kind of like had a revelation, like I don't want to do this. Like this is what I
Yeah.
actually want to do. Why am I running from this? I've been doing it my whole
Hmm.
life. You know, like more than half my life at this point.
Yeah. So are you like
So
you're like full-time jujitsu?
yes, now I am.
Okay.
It took a while to get there.
You know what? I'm happy
And
for you because not a lot of people are able to just do full-time jujitsu.
yeah, it's true. There's a lot of sacrifices, and like yeah, everybody I feel like wants to hate on everybody, like you know, like they think you should do it this way or that way.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like now I get to do jiu-jitsu full time, but like there was a point, you know, when I was in Charleston, like oh my God, like I worked in the morning. I would go to
Hmm.
the day class for on my lunch break.
Hmm.
I would train, and then I would go back to work, and then I would teach the kids class, and then I would go straight from that kids class to take welding classes at night in North Charleston. And that was like
A little bit
I'm
of
just
everything.
juggling so much, man. And yeah, so you know, it was a struggle there for a while, and the same people in Charleston, Divine Jiu Jitsu, like they gave me the opportunity to do it full time. They, because I
Hmm.
was like, look, I'm trying to juggle all these jobs, and I just want to be here to teach for you,
Yeah,
and they were like, all right, well, we'll pay you enough to do it,
that's
and that was
awesome.
kind of the start of that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I've done so
Uh,
many jobs. Yeah.
okay, so I know you competed adult and master one. Do you have like a preference which one you compete in?
I kind of used Master One there to kind of like get a little bit more confidence. And I told myself that I'm like, all
Gotcha.
right, we're gonna do Master One for a little bit. And then, I don't know, like I do like the adult better because it's 10 minutes. And a lot of people don't like the 10 minutes, but I feel like my jiu-jitsu is a little slower.
I do
So
not
I'm
like
like,
10
man,
minutes.
it might take me 8 minutes to pass this girl's guard because everyone's so
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want the extra time. And people can say what they want about Master One at least. I don't think there's a big difference.
Okay. That's
I
what
don't,
see,
you know.
I'm happy. My birthday was on Monday, so I am officially master
Happy
two.
birthday.
Thank you.
Me
I'm
too.
going to I'm about to hit master two, and
Yeah.
I'm never looking back. Y'all can have those adult classes. I'm never
That's
going
right.
back.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think a lot of people, some people, there's so much more prestige with the adult divisions.
Yeah.
So I know we see a lot of people who go down in age all the time. Um,
Yeah. For
absolutely not.
sure.
I dream of those 6 and 5 minute rounds. It's like
Yeah.
absolutely not. Um,
Yeah.
let's see here.
And
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's the thing too. Is like for me, I feel like the Master One isn't much of a difference, but I get
Hmm.
less time. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not getting any of the clout, but I'm
Hmm.
getting the skill, and I'm
Yeah.
not getting the time I want. So I do
Yeah.
prefer adult for that
Yeah.
reason.
You do get a lot of like bigger names who still drop to master one because maybe they don't want to compete with like the hyper like I said, the reason I don't do it is like I'm not trying to like get my arm broken by this 22-year-old who has nothing to
Yeah,
do but train. Like I have a whole other life I need to do. So
yeah,
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 I think Master One is still like a very hyper competitive, especially at black belt. It's a hyper competitive like field to
absolutely.
be in. Okay. So what so far has been like your biggest achievement or the thing you've been most proud of? Like, and it can be a
Um,
competition or anything.
so far it has been placing second and third at Nogi Worlds. So I placed third in 2023,
Okay.
and I made it to the finals this past year. I'm
Awesome. And that's
hoping
at
that this
adult.
year we'll do one more. Yes.
That is awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're already like the plan is to you're going to do Nogi Worlds again this year. Are you doing do you have like
Mm.
what's your layout for the year if you don't mind me asking? Like are you
I've been thinking about that. Right now it's kind of slow. I want to do the National Open coming up and any ADCCs that I'm able to do.
I mean,
I
we got
mean,
trials down in Florida, down in Orlando
yeah.
this year.
So here's the thing about that. I've done East Coast trials, and I don't think it's worth it for women to do it because
Really?
if you win East Coast trials,
Mhm.
you don't get a buy-in for women.
Oh, really?
You get a free ticket to the West Coast trials. So even if you win
Okay.
East Coast trials, you don't get an invite to
So
Worlds.
you just get a ticket to another competition.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, because at
Yeah.
that point it's just go to
Yeah.
West Coast and then just sign up
Exactly. I'm like,
there.
this
Because what
is so stupid. Like, why? Why are we
I
doing this?
didn't I did not know that.
Yeah, it's so
That is
dumb.
that's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
I wonder why is it because just like the pool they think it's not worth like here compared to the other
They
one?
always have some excuse like that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I'm gonna say because like Florida is low key becoming a jujitsu state. Like we
Yeah.
that's why people are
I
coming here more frequently.
I think it's really unfair and they should
Yeah.
just, let them be in
Yeah.
worlds if they win post trials. Like it's not act like it is hard. Like it's
Yeah.
not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. Like
So
I feel that
yeah.
we see that disparity all the time between like kind of the value difference that they place on men's divisions and women's divisions.
Yeah,
It's a mess. It's been a
it
mess.
really
Like,
is. It's
um,
oftentimes a vicious cycle because they're like, oh, there's not enough women. And then like women
yeah.
see how they're treated in these federations. They see
Mhm.
like, how their attitude about it. And they don't, why would you want it? Why would you think you have a place there?
And the
If
fact
you're
there's only
treated
three
that way.
weight classes. Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah. Don't even get me started on that. Cause like last time I did the 143 and I don't want to do that again. I don't.
So are you a weight cutter or do you like to go at your natural rate?
Not anymore. Not anymore. No, because the last couple times that I did a big weight cut, the
Hmm.
last one was for West Coast Trials to
Hmm.
get to 143. I end up gaining more weight back every
Oh,
time,
okay.
and I go months without my period, and I
Really?
am just kind of like, yeah,
That is
I don't
so
like that.
is the 143
Yeah,
like the middle division?
no.
Is that the lightest?
That's the top, the heaviest. That's
Wait,
that
wait.
after that you're unlimited. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
143 and above. Yeah.
Okay, well they have three now.
Oh, so okay, get this. For the opens, there's a 155,
155.
but not for the
Okay.
trials.
Uh,
That's not available for the trials.
It's that's so what
Yeah,
I always like to
it's
I
so
always like
crazy.
I always like tell
Yeah.
people as like a as an example of how insane weight classes are. It's like I'll find someone. I was like, how much you weigh? She was like, oh, I weigh like 160. I was like, me and you will be in the same weight class
Yeah.
in certain
Yeah.
organizations. And I got
Yeah.
like I got damn near 180, 200 pounds on. Like that's insane, right?
I
But
don't know who's making these weight divisions, but I'm like, do you look at a class of women? Because like women who are like under 140, like they're just like baby one or two. I'm
yes,
just like,
yes. And especially with it being so like I know it's especially like an IBJJF or something like that. It's like
yeah,
it is an international thing, but we see so much of it heavily focused in like America and like we are hefty people here.
yeah,
So it
yeah,
is interesting because even with my like work with the Mighty Dames, which is like mostly heavier women, even them are like, hey, I don't want to complete it super heavy because like I'm only 170 pounds. And then you get, you know, giants like me
yeah,
who like when I compete, I'm anywhere between 240 to 270. So like that's a lot, that's a
yeah.
huge difference to have to make up for.
I walk around between like 160 and
Yeah.
163, and the last two ADCCs I did because I'm like, fuck this weight cutting stuff, and
Hmm.
sorry if I can't say that.
It's fine. It's
um,
fine.
yeah, and how I was traveling, there would have been a good way for me to cut. So I just did the
Mhm.
above 155 and the unlimited. I was like,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna do this. I don't care,
Yeah.
like I don't care if they're bigger than me. Like it doesn't matter to me because to me, like that doesn't reflect skill or technique. And people like make such a big deal out of weight classes in jiu-jitsu, and
Hmm.
I always find it really cringy.
I yeah, it's funny because there is like that emphasis, and I feel like it's especially so with women. Um
Yeah. They
yeah,
love
it's
to
high
be like, I went up in weight and my opponent was heavier than me. I'm like, you signed up for it. You signed up for it. You
the
can't complain and disrespect them. They
the
cut weight.
amount the amount of Facebook and Instagram
Yeah.
posts I got that like people shared with me where it was literally like I lost, but the girl I lost to, I gave up like 100
Yeah.
pounds. Like super heavy is super heavy. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I
I
didn't make
know.
the rules. Or you go
I
to like
cringe
a
every time. I'm
or
like,
you go
I'm
to like
trying not to judge you right now, but I'm judging you for making that post.
yeah, or like you know what? I give people a little bit of grace for that because again,
Yeah.
it's a small thing. But the one where I give absolutely, I don't care what you have to say. Is like if you sign up for absolute,
Yeah.
it is not my fault if they pair a featherweight with a super heavyweight. I did not make that
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
You knew that
You
was a
sign up for the
possibility.
flu. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I literally
Don't
got
pretend.
like I got paired up with like a light feather one time, and we
Yeah,
just like kind of stood there and looked at each other
that's
and
funny.
chuckled. We're like, all right,
Yeah,
let's see how this shakes out.
yeah, yeah.
But you
Hey,
can't,
you
like,
know,
again,
hands down.
rules are rules. Um,
Exactly.
okay, so you said you've been training for like 25 years. Have you had like a mentor during that time, or multiple mentors that kind of helped you progress through the
I
journey?
have had I have had multiple mentors. My dad was probably my longest one
Mm-hmm.
from when I was like, and my first instructor, Eduardo. After we left Florida, my dad kind of took over that role, and I was about 16 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And up until I was about 20, and then my dad and we kind of butt heads a bit, and we didn't talk there for a while. So
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of like on my own, like going
Yeah.
around to different gyms.
Living the nomad life
So
for a bit.
yes, it's been kind of a struggle. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I don't know, like it's honestly, I can't say that I've had like a set one,
Gotcha.
that's like been the whole journey. Like CJ, my husband, he helps me out a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
we met as black belts, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't put him in the mentor position, so to
Gotcha.
speak. But
What
yeah,
led
so I
you?
wish I did.
I said, what led you to end up at Pedigo? Because that's a little bit of a distance. How did you end up
Yeah.
out there?
Oh yeah. We just wanted to, you know, be on a team like that and make it work. And like the thing about Pedigo is that you can make it work out there. Going out to Southern California is crazy expensive. The whole state of
Absolutely.
California is crazy expensive, and
Yeah.
the schools out there are crazy expensive. They're like hundreds of dollars for membership a month, and
No.
I it's just not feasible.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah. No,
And I
it
liked the whole vibe of, we can make something out of this dungeon gym. Like I'm about
yeah.
that life, because I came from
Yeah.
dungeon gyms,
Yeah.
you know.
No,
Yeah.
I think whenever people get into sports, like we're very big and whenever anyone gets into jiu-jitsu, we're very big, like, hey, come train, you'll love this. But we silently
Yeah.
leave out the part like this is a very expensive sport. You have to have a certain amount of financial privilege to do
Oh yeah.
this.
It's
Um,
true.
exp- yeah, especially
Definitely.
starting out, you have
Yeah.
nothing from scratch. That like there's no
Hmm.
sponsorships, there's no, free merge. There's like you pay to
Yeah.
train, and
Yep.
you're adding a bill on top of your lifestyle, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid you have a whole family. I don't know how
Oh yeah.
people with
You
like
certainly don't
multiple
make any money doing it,
no
competing. Not really. It's
this
getting better, but it's still
yeah,
like, no,
yeah. It's definitely a labor of love to just like
for sure.
to stay in the sport.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows I've almost quit a couple times. Have you ever gotten to
Yeah.
the point where you're like, I'm done?
Um, yes, because, and I always say, I've never wanted to hang up my belt because it was physically hard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've only wanted to hang it up because of like just the emotional things you go through as a woman in the
Yeah.
sport. And there are times where it's like, like you just bust your ass and you get nothing for it because
Mm-hmm.
the dudes, they just like the federations, and it just feels like they don't value us,
Yeah.
for as much work as we put in. It's like you can sit there and be like, oh, well, there's not as many women in this division. Like, oh, does that mean that I didn't work as hard as all these guys
Yeah.
worked? Like it's just things like that are really hard. Not having a female mentor, not having like female teammates that are doing the same thing that I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing, like, like all those things, like it has pushed me to one point just be like I don't want to do this anymore because
Yeah.
they don't care.
Yeah.
But I think what always wins out in the end, I'm like, well, then they just win, and there's no women.
It's like I can't, it's
No,
pure spite that keeps you
it really
going.
is. I am fueled by a lot of spite. That is true.
But you know what? It sometimes you sometimes that's all you have because it
Yeah.
is I feel like it is so easy to get to get lost in the politics of jujitsu sometimes, where, like
Yeah,
you said,
for
like
sure.
a lot of people, they don't recognize women, and when they do, it's almost in like a condescending way of like, hey,
Oh,
look
for
what
sure.
we're gonna dangle this in front of you, but like you're literally offering like
Yeah,
a fraction of the men, and like how does this inspire more women to like come into the sport?
exactly,
It feels
exactly.
like we're like a solid 20 years behind the men in like
Yeah,
any type of, it's similar like if you see in like
support.
women, yeah, you see it the same kind of like in women's MMA, like
Yeah.
there's it's like a 20 or
It's
so year
still great
20 year,
girls.
yeah, just women, they're not great with just women.
Like, what? We're still doing this?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
but
just so,
it is
I
cool
don't
though
know.
to see like wrestling come on a rise, and it's cool
For
coming from like I said, our school is very wrestling based, so it is
Yeah.
we do see like more girls coming in, and especially like Florida, that like we're
Hmm.
not a wrestling state, that's just, we are
Yeah.
football here, but to
Yeah.
see how,
Yeah.
but we see like a lot more people are coming in there, and we're getting a lot more crossing over into the sport,
Yeah.
which can only lead to good things. So hopefully these
Yeah.
people keep paying so people will
I
stay in
know.
the sport. um
I know. Yeah.
yeah, it's a little crazy. So like, what would you say to the women who like are considering to quit? Are you just gonna say just keep that spite, keep that spite in
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. Because like if you really love jujitsu, and that's another thing I think that Kate kept me in, is like when I wasn't training, I just didn't feel like me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that sounds like. I just felt like a part of me, like wasn't there. And
Mm-hmm.
you can't let that crap take the thing you love the most away from you.
Yeah, I
You
get
know,
that.
and if you are in a bad place, I know some people they don't have a lot of options, but you can leave your gym and you can go and find people that are
Mm-hmm.
supportive.
Yeah.
You don't have to stay somewhere just because it's been your only gym. Like you can tell if a gym is good or not, like by how many women are in there.
Yes.
I think that can reflect a lot, if there is support there.
Mm-hmm.
So, like just keep grinding.
Yeah, you guys have a pretty
And
good sized women's program up there.
yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah.
We have a lot of girls in our kids program, which is cool, a lot of competitive girls.
That's what
Um,
I just want them to stay. I feel like that's
I
the thing,
know,
because
yes,
they hit like that middle school,
puberty.
they hit
Mm-hmm.
puberty, and it's like it's not even 50
Yes.
50. It's like 40 60, they might stay
Yeah,
in it.
no, I totally agree because suddenly these stupid things matter for a girl,
Mhm. And
that
then
maybe like the boys aren't pressured so much by.
they get open to like the world of like scholastic sports, and I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of people, because we get a lot of kids who, at least at my old gym, who they were hardcore jujitsu, but now they play high school baseball or basketball or football, so they don't really have
yeah,
time to train as much. So like we
yeah.
lose some people, that way.
There's a lot. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So I
Um,
looked when I asked for your bio, I know you said one of the things that you want to do is to be a mentor towards
yeah.
younger girls. Can you speak a little bit on, do you feel like that is a do you feel that that's like a responsibility or like a privilege that you feel like you
Oh,
hold now?
both.
Hmm.
It's both. Like um, he talks about this a lot. Like if you're in a leadership position, a lot of the time you didn't ask for it and you didn't intend to be in that position,
Yeah.
but you're someone who has a big name in this sport, then inevitably kids and whoever, they're going to look up to you.
Hmm.
Like you're just trying to be an athlete or you were just trying to be a competitor, but like this is what comes along with
Yeah.
it. You become a role model,
Hmm.
so it is a big responsibility. And like sometimes when I'm in the classes and I see the little girls looking at me and I'm the only girl there, like, and I don't know, like I just tell like they're happy
Yeah.
because they feel like they belong there because there's
Mhm.
somebody like them there. This is for them too. And like I wish that I had that growing up. You asked me if I had a mentor. I'm like, man, I wish I had a female mentor to navigate all this crap, because maybe then I wouldn't have hit those times where I did feel like quitting,
Yeah.
And yeah.
I feel
It's
like
just so important to me.
that's one of the things that I think I realized very, very early on is how important representation is in this sport. And then like across multiple
Absolutely.
platforms. Like
Yeah.
for me, it was there were women in my gym, but they were all like $120. They were all very, very small. So
Yeah.
even with all those women there, I've almost exclusively only trained with men. I've
Yeah.
the only time that I actually got to train with women, and that's why like I'm lucky I did kind of have a mentor. And that's
Yeah.
Melissa Lawson. She's out of Dark Wolf down here. She was like the first, she was like a unicorn. She was the first like super heavy I ever saw. I was like, okay, she's a little big.
Yeah.
I think she's in my division. And
Yeah.
I was like a shy little white belt at the time, and she literally just like looked at me and was like, "Oh, you're gonna come train with me?" It's like, okay, where are you at? I'll drive. Don't worry. And her
It
gym at
was
the
worth
time,
it.
oh my god, because her gym at the time had a collection of like 5 or 6 super heavyweights who were training in one, and that's like just like
Okay.
unheard of. Like I was
Yeah.
just mine was blown, and we had girls driving in from all over because we knew that we'd have not just other bodies our size, but we'd have a higher level instructor there. And yeah, I've tried to quit this sport so many times, it's actually laughable.
You get pulled
um
right back in.
I think I think I think a lot of people feel pressured early on to go the competitor route in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, which is silly, right?
Yeah, like, but there's such a focus on like competing
Yeah.
and winning and all of that. And I had that when I was a white belt, when I was a blue belt, like at the beginning stages of purple belt, and then the pandemic hit, and it made me reevaluate what I wanted my place in jujitsu to be, because I was literally like, hey,
Yeah.
I can't compete, but do I still want to find a way to be a part of the community? Um,
Yeah.
and then I realized, like, actually, I kind of hate competing. I just do it because I
Yeah.
like, like, I kind of hate it. I'll do it, but
Yeah.
I kind of hate it. And like, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna stick to the whole community building thing. That way, like, I'm
Yeah.
still in there adjacent, but I don't have to. Again, like, I hate sweating. I I don't like physical exertion, but I keep staying in this sport. So
Yeah.
it's if it
It's
wasn't for
fun.
the yeah, no, if it wasn't for the people that I met, I would have
Yeah.
would have been quit. Like
Yeah.
every time if someone doesn't hear
Right.
from me
Yeah.
in a couple of months, they're like, "Hey, we ain't seen you. Are you still? We expect you to come in next week." I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Um, okay. Do you have
That's why
any?
having a good community is so important.
That's it's it's so important. And then in the reverse, if you get stuck in with a bad environment, it's just like, why
Yeah.
would you stay there?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
But unfortunately,
exactly.
yeah, a lot of people get stuck in that. Let me see here. Do you have any like passions or anything you like to do outside of jujitsu?
So I did go to college. Oh, I am a stereotypical English major millennial. Am I doing anything with it now? Uh, I have written articles for people about
Okay.
jujitsu to a couple publications, but
Yeah, you being an
I do
English
like to
major,
write.
you being an English
Yeah,
major is
so
like
typical.
that's yeah.
Yep, it tracks. So I do love to write. I
Mhm.
need to write more. Jiu-jitsu just takes up so much
Yeah.
time.
No,
But I'm also I was gonna say obsessed with horror movies. I'm kind of a cinephile in general. I like all
okay.
sorts of weird movies, all sorts of old movies and foreign
Okay.
movies. Like, yeah,
Okay, so what's your favorite like old school movie? We're talking like
old
pre-60s.
school. Pre 60s.
Or we can hit the 60s too, but like definitely before the 70s.
I do like the movie. I'm gonna sound so cheesy. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes with Marilyn Monroe. I'm a sucker for that movie.
A little cheesy.
It's very cheesy. I do like Sophia Loren movies too.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm weird, like old Italian 50s movies.
I grew up watching AMC at like 12, so I understand that. Like, I remember watching.
So
Look, I was a hardcore Gidget fan for a very long time. I don't know why. I just thought it was the coolest movie ever.
I have been watching a lot of noir lately, like Diana Dore's noir. Yeah. One of my favorite Sophia Loren movies is Boy on a Dolphin. And I just watched El Cid not too long ago. That was another great one.
So like movies you can just, it's a good way just to decompress for a little bit. You don't have to.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Old movies are kind of like the plot had to be really good because they didn't have any special effects, and that's something that always draws me in. And I like to see how people lived. You know what I mean? Like it's like a window into the past. And it's the greatest way to see how people lived, you know, and how they went about stuff. So I don't know.
That's why like I can't do scary movies. That's a hard pass for me. But I'm a big history person.
Yeah.
I like history in general. Like whenever I can't read fiction books, I like let me read the history of like, I don't know. I went through a heavy Roman period that was really, really.
Oh, I'm obsessed with Roman history. I'm actually watching Spartacus with my husband right now.
Oh my God. I've gone through.
I was like, Venus in it. Come on.
All right, let's go back to the jiu-jitsu. Okay, so let's end on a good note here. So if you are, like I said, you are in a position where you can like bring a lot of positive impact to other girls within the sports, other women within the sport. So like, what is something you would just say to, I'm going to break it into two different categories. One, like the women who are just starting out, and then also the women who are kind of, you know, a couple years in their journey. What would be like something you'd let them know to like keep them in the sport, or just give them some type of encouragement?
You know, the thing is like, I think a lot of women don't realize like they can set boundaries in training, because we fall into this whole hierarchical kind of thinking in jiu-jitsu. It's like, oh well, they're an upper belt or they're my coach or whatever, but like at the end of the day, like you're in an extreme minority in jiu-jitsu, and there are a lot of guys in jiu-jitsu that would rather hurt you than you I'm not even going to say submit them, put them in a bad position and not let them do what they want in a role. Like they will try to hurt you over that. And, you know, like this is supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a labor. Keep it that way. Make sure it stays that way. Like you can say no to those guys. Talk to your coaches. You know, if someone is making you uncomfortable and you don't feel comfortable rolling with them, like, and find a good girl buddy. If you can, like, stick with her, you know, get through that together, but like keep it fun and don't let anybody tell you what you can or can't do, because like people love to do that, right? Like this isn't for you, or like this is too tough for you, or like you would, like they don't know you. Nobody knows you but you at the end of the day. Only you can say what you are capable of, you know? So just remember that.
Yes. I like that. Being a competitor, do you think the competition is a necessary element of growth in jiu-jitsu?
So I wouldn't say necessary, because I don't think competing is for everybody. Because like I was saying, I think it should stay fun. And if like you're just getting nothing out of it except anguish and dread, then, you know, like, stop. It's hard enough, jiu-jitsu. Like, we're doing this because it's fun. And I think that competition can greatly progress one's jujitsu, and because like you have a goal, you know, and you're training with a purpose, and
Yes.
all of those things are going to contribute to your jujitsu. It also shows you the holes in your game, you know, because
Yes.
like we get comfortable and we have our favorite partner, we just kind of do the same things all the time, and yeah, you don't realize like, oh man, I really like suck in 50-50 because no one's putting you there, like something like that, you know, like, yeah, or my takedowns suck because I'm always starting on my knees or my butt, and you know, so competition can be a great like revealer of the truth in that case.
Yeah.
So I think it can be great for progression. And another thing that people don't think about is like the self-defense aspect. Now, I'm not gonna say that getting attacked is the same as competing, because I'm not.
I mean, you don't
But it
slap
is.
and bump and then the guy's ready to fight you.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think maybe like the pressure you feel and the anxiety is going to be a little more similar to, again, like just rolling with your favorite pal at the gym with no pressure and no stress, you know, like
I got you.
I think that like going against the unknown in this like high pressurized environment like is probably gonna get you a little bit more ready. God forbid a moment like that happen. Not that it's the same, but maybe a little bit more.
I got you.
Yeah.
Now that's kind of how I'm at, like where I used to want to compete as often as possible. I just wanted to like be out there. And then as you progress, you know, the pool of competitors starts to decrease. So like I'm at the point now being brown belt, super heavy, still in that master 1, master 2 division, like it is bleak over here. It is very bleak. But I do think that my whole thing was I'd always compete at least once a year, twice if I'm trying to do something big. But anything over that, don't want to do it. Don't want to do it.
It's expensive.
And plus, I don't want to keep paying these entry fees. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
It's hell. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. This has been awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. If people want to learn more about you, what are your socials? How can they reach you?
So on Instagram, I'm at the Witchy. So THE, the Witchy with a Y.
Okay.
Jujitera. So the Witchy Jujitera.
Okay. We will.
How would you? Yeah, I'm like.
We will definitely link that in the bio because I don't know if anyone's actually going to spell it correctly.
Yeah,
we'll put it in the information.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you again.
Until next time.